first unique of the run. dangerous. Fanaticism is gone, thank God. Crikey, that got my heart right up for a second there. Whew. That combo, might or fanaticism and amp damage, is one I won't trifle with. Especially with archer packs. Oh, cheers, Nelson. These views. Yeah, they are real. I presume that's what you're asking, mate. Min max, not bad, but not enough ED and no IAS. If I find a good enough one of those, I'll wield it for the Holy Grail. Oh, that's huge, mate, to make your first grief. Is that ladder self-find offline? But yeah, first grief is a game changer for the barb. What did it roll for you? Did you get the elusive 4400? My roll is not good. 38,356, but sufficient for these purposes. And I find Travancore probably, Travancore farming probably the funnest in the game. 4370. Nice. Yeah, that's gold. especially for a paladin too, because what do you only need 32 on the IAS for whirlwind breakpoint, 42 for what is it, berserk, which I get with High Lord's Wrath. Now, what's your best rune out of Trav? Holy freeze, love it. Vermeer. This is what I used to get through those runs I did in lower Karras, because it gives you 20 faster run walk. So in that first video I released, what was it? Of the grind to 99, I chucked this on, and old school weapon, but it's one of the few. I can't remember if there's maybe only one other that offers faster run walk. So yeah, chucked that on and literally ran lower Karras and got the runes too. Not that it happened overnight. 2 weeks to run Travancore at the time. I think it was like level 70 odd or something. I say that Crank Vermeer was old school because it used to be a combo. That and the Grandfather used to be one done in like really early patches, so I'm told. Well, that's not bad. 11 Viries. That's the first decent drop of the run, well, the stream. Rel rune. I'm not collecting those at the moment. I don't think that I will anytime soon. Scan on, Vuellum. You're back, mate. Oh, you didn't miss a Vex this time, mate. It's just a 11 Fiery Small Charm is the only drop so far this stream. It's not Crystal Sword, not that I need it. It'll be a little spirit base. No one would know that it had 14 ED if you did use it as a spirit base, but you'd know. The player would know. Give you some satisfaction on the roll. beer rune from Eldritch. That's pretty top notch. I found very few high runes out of cows and Travancore. I think it hits runes hit a little bit harder when you're not trying to get them. Actually, this Barbarian, very Barbgantia, and got my highest rune outside of Trav and Cows, and that was a Cham rune. Blade buckle, huge. Huge. Yeah, you're right, mate. I have considered, do I put the Cham in here instead, run Gold Rat, but it is still a Cham single player, and I'm not going to use it lightly. I mean, what's the trade-off? I think I get like 6% better Magic Find, but that does not hit the break point, the next Magic Finding break point. Where am I? Gosh. So I'm at 657. I think the next break point for me is 670. 670. So I need to actually get 13 more Magic Find to make it of any benefit to me on the Holy Grail. Yeah. Look at Wade. He's working hard. Oh, I can't say I've ever seen that. Oh well, right, on we go. Wahid is arguably the hardest working character on screen, albeit a non-playable character. Oh yeah, those new runes are rune words. I haven't really looked at Hearth. Does Hearth give you cannot be frozen? gives you cannot be frozen. That's pretty good for those runes, eh? Pretty helpful early game. I noticed on my recording, one of the previous live streams, that there was crackling. I think it's from the mic hitting my chest. So if that does happen, just sing it, let me know. I mean, other than changing my headset, I don't know how to resolve that one actually. I think it's rubbing against my shirt, the mic. My gore shovel. Oh, some big lag there on my end. FPS drop. that's quite a setup, man. Double Alibabas on Switch is a lot of Magic Find and gold. Yeah, you'll be filling that stash in no time. Talking about full stash. Oh yeah, those heals are pretty grueling. If you chuck it up, especially up to players 3, players 5. And I did that from time to time when it was terrorised Travancore on the levelling grind, but the yields of experience were somewhat low in comparison to other terrorised zones. And it's like, yeah, great that any item could drop at the council, but the risk also, like, they amp damage you by default, and then if they've got an aura on top of that, basically it's the save and exit scenario for hardcore. Because yeah, I had some hairy moments, and then just learned, players 3 was the max I'd put her on. You're only searching for 3 items, eh? Well, is that right? Oh, so I've got Might Amp on here, and there's a Might Aura somewhere about. There you go. Right, so still looking for a few things, eh? Well, your sorceress, what would be the biggest game changer for her? I mean, obviously outside an Infinity, but you put yourself halfway there just with that bear from Eldritch recently. It's pretty cool. Diggler Dirk. If you've seen Boogie Nights, then you know. Oh, Co-Root. Oh, interesting, little triple drop. That Co is the highest rune of the run so far. do the dirty work. Yeah, hear you on that. Like some builds here do that, don't they? Especially like the high end gold fine barbs with some ridiculous 1540 joules in the Merc's weapon, like the Reaper's Toll, Earth Reaper's Toll with that joule. Yeah, I think the movie was from like the 90s, late 90s. It's by the same director that did There Will Be Blood. Oh, Messerschmitt's Reaver. An Eth Messerschmitt's Reaver dropped a couple of nights ago for me. I put it in the little trophy stash. Cheers, the full beard. Appreciate it, mate. When I get around to it, there will be more videos coming. I've definitely got the footage for it, just not the creative drive at present. I mean, they're as good as much as the degree of effort I put into them, and currently I don't feel quite in the zone. You could call it the form of like artist's or writer's block. Oh yeah, trophy stash. I mean, I haven't put all the top items in here, but just building it, I'll sort it out. But like, okay, so I found a fourth grandfather the other night. What else is it? Oh yeah, the Eth Messerschmitt's Reaver. That was a pretty cool drop. A few of these have dropped. I'd found this twice before, but not on Barb Gancher, and that dropped on the very first stream that I did. So I think, with exception of Earth Shifter, Barb, and the Cowl King set, Barb is on the way to finding himself every unique. Although that does assume, I don't want to get ahead of myself, the fact that I might find what was it, Schaefer's Hammer and Death's Web yet. Yeah, and interestingly, I mean, I'll have a look at these later on, but I think Stone Crush is still going to be better. I could up that one, but that one there just gambled in the hope of trying to get a what's it, Schaefer's Hammer. You got two lethal full bed. What two items are you missing? I guess hazard a guess. Probabilistically would be Schaefer's and Tyrael's. Oh, don't get me started, man, on Schaefer's. The fact that one of the two items I've got remaining is a 1 in 10 chance of being what I'm after. Although in saying that, cereals was less probable and it dropped before, so who knows. I think I found 3 stone crushers. Oh, I need to get some IDs. You've found 2 cereals. Crikey. Buy half a lotto ticket, you'll get twice the earnings. So the full bed, are you rocking a full bed? Because I'll be slightly disappointed if you're not. With that name, it's just misleading. That's false advertising. One of my mates, because I'm in my mid-30s now, he's rocking about a foot-long beard. It went from like, what do you know, like Viking to now it just looks like a wizard. It's huge. And people joke about the fact that whether or not there is a beehive in there, because you could almost genuinely hide one in there, it's so large. It was actually the best man for my wedding. More trimmed. Yeah, I've kind of grown mine out. And, oh, no, I have grown mine out. And yeah, just a little bit, starts getting a little bit unwieldy. I go diving, and so, or I'll show you a more recent photo. This is on my fishing channel, so downloads, where are we? There we go. So that's the kind of beard length that I'm currently rocking there. Oh yeah. So not a full beard, just kind of out of the way scenario, but still there. Oh gosh, forgot about these. Oh, you could see. Oh, I've forgotten it's game capture. That's right. Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, because I did have it on screen capture, so it was showing everything. No, I'm still getting used to this OBS, because, here we go, how do I do this? Just this out in a second. Add. Screen. Audio. Display capture. And then, here we go. So this is saying, this is fishing stuff on my other channel, so I'd like to mix it up. Bit of indoor, outdoor scenario. Yeah, that's the beard length. I've gone longer, I've gone shorter. that there's all right. Doesn't get in the way of my mask and my snorkel and so on. Yeah, always pull it at wrong spots. I I'm always playing with it. That's the one thing that comes with it. Always twirling it and so on. It's like I just can't stop it. Like it's just a habit. My fiance hits me up about it all the time. Not in a nagging way, just as like you're playing with your beard again. Wait a minute, what's the roll on that? 156. Yeah, I mean I'm ex-military and I used to have to shave daily, so it's actually quite nice to not have to do that anymore these days. I remember when I first got out of the military, it was just like, yeah, I'm growing a beard, and I went in alpha leather, not having to shave for the first time in a dozen years. I'm Kiwi, so New Zealand, like close enough. I know that our accents are similar. We often get that. We Aussies. Scarnan, who was on the chat, he's an Aussie. You're not an Aussie too, are you? The full beard. Although no, you'd tell. You'd know the accent. Sweet as brew. Yeah, exactly. Bruellum. Scarnan, mate. Have a schooner down at the pub. Get a palmy and a pint. The country of Great Memphis. And well, isn't every country the great country of MFs? And I don't think you mean magic finders. I'll try not to swear. Keep it family friendly. Although I am bloody soldier, ex-soldier, so I can, if I don't watch it, bloody drop the odd. Oh yeah, there you go. There's a nice TC87. Oh gosh, look, that is. I wasn't thinking. That's huge, huge. I'll screen capture that one. Look at that, gents. You were here. You were here. You remember me saying just a couple of minutes ago there's an item he hasn't found in the top 10? Well, that's it. So my hardcore Hardcore Amazon, of all things, Boa's on a month or so ago, found this. And like it was a big one off the list. This is what, number 5. Yeah, Thundermore. So what's it? Does it roll? It rolls another one, right? I mean, I should know this stuff. Is that right? Can it roll one or the other? Yeah. So that's it. Outside of the Cow Kings, which I don't think is realistic with a barb. Barb has now found every item in the top 10, less the 2 he's searching for. I was riding on the my Amazon, having found it to count towards my total holy grail, but now he's got a shot, lesser Cow Kings, of finding all uniques in the game. Huge. Completely bloody useless. Actually, funnily enough, you say that, even with all that crushing blow, we'll put this in his little stash. Yeah, I took this with Barb Genshin to the Ubers. I thought, yeah, with that 33% chance crushing blow, then chucking on Gore Riders. I think I even chucked on Steel Rings, G-Face. Oh man, it took ages to kill them. It was, yeah, surprisingly slow, despite its massive numbers that it's rocking. Yeah, Cranium Basher, there you go. Cranium Basher. This is the rarer of the 2, right? I'm almost certain. Knew it was one other. So, right. Yep, it's only dropped for me once before. And this is the first time it's dropped for Barb Gantrin, so great news. What's the timestamp on that? Because I'll just let people know so they don't have to go through the entire stream to see it. So 50, I'll just put for my 58 minutes. Earth Shifter. Wow. How cool is that to get a super rare, unique. You were here, gents. Cheers for the luck. Alright. Alright. I just need to just take a second. Compose myself. I mean, gosh, because I was actually, just before that dropped, switching off, like going into autopilot, paying more attention on the thing. Oh, Drax Grasp. No, so what I was doing was using Battle Cry, which reduced the damage by like 60 something percent, and with more than 6-7% life leech, it is like a form of life tap. One, the monsters don't do much damage. I was capping out my res, like, trust me, I got the charms after this much playing. They were huge. Lightning res was over the 310 mark, so I maintained, I think with Fortitude and T Gods on, I had like 90% lightning res going up against Mephisto. And yeah, like even Mephisto didn't even almost didn't even move my my health orb. Yeah, so Drax unnecessary. I needed the damage, especially with Earthshift. It was slow. And what were they thinking putting 7 to elemental skills on a Thundermaul? Elemental, like shapeshifting? Yeah, sure. Or fury or or the like, but the devs, they're just having us on. I mean, I can't think of a reason. Hit me up if you can. Is it just to play with us and be like, yeah, you found this super rare item, and by the way, it's fully useless. I wouldn't say useless, but just far from best in slot. Yeah, cheers for your luck, Llewellyn. Actually, it was just like a minute. Well, with you on stream the other day, that Vex came through, so maybe you're it, mate. I need you. And the full beard. Were you intentionally leaving your country of residence a secret? Like, that's fine if you are, mate. I didn't know. But I'm interested to know if you're happy to share where in the world you're located. Oh yeah, that's right. And the strength requirement too. Good point. It's a massive cost against dexterity and vitality. Germany. Good, Germany. I take it you're a German living in Germany. I think you've got either the best or second best beer in the world. Erdinger. I'm a big fan of Weiss Ploy, depending on where in Germany you're from. You're not from Bavaria, apparently it's Ploy down there and Plow from the other parts of Germany. But yeah, the other one was Pilsen, the Czech Pilsner Urquell, which I thought was pretty top notch. If I remember rightly, your more informal hello is just Tschüss. You don't often use like Guten Tag or Auf Wiedersehen. That's right, that's real formal. Naturally, I got to the Hofblau house when I was there. That was pretty cool. Oh, I did like proper sightseeing, although isn't a pub real sightseeing. Like classic like Berlin and so on. Even got into what's it called? Berghain. It's a few years ago now. That nightclub, if you've heard of it. It's notorious for turning people away at the door. Yeah, mate, trust me, I do. It's not lost on me how good it is. The wheat beer, I don't know what it is, but it feels like a meal. It feels like actual nutrition. It's yeah. And your bread, pumpernickel is actually probably my favourite bread. Like that's a meal, and yeah, when I go like on the ocean on my kayak, which I often do, like I need really like a huge amount of carbohydrates and pumpernickel. That's a kind of I buy a bread similar to pumpernickel. It's not technically it. Is what I'll have in the morning with like eggs or bacon, a lot of fat, and yeah, just the sustenance versus like white bread. Yeah, yeah, you Europeans normally struggle in New Zealand and Australia and America and things like that because our bread is just nowhere near as good. Now I know this isn't a bread channel, but I just thought I'd talk about bread there for a little bit. That there is not all bread is created equal, far from it. The French know that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I, I got in. I was lucky, but I was with my sister who sprechen Deutsch. I don't know how to say the past tense. Who speaks Deutsch, not quite fluently. We wore black. Apparently, that was a thing. Yeah, we high fived ourselves. Oh, Buffalo Jerky, yeah, welcome back, mate. Yeah, it's actually a good loaf of bread can beat a lot of food in terms of enjoyment for me. Like, it's incredible. You wouldn't think it's just a bit of flour and water essentially, and some yeast, but dang, it's good. And yeah, buffalo jerky, you wouldn't believe, no, you would believe what dropped just a couple minutes ago, but it was fifth rarest item in the game, and one that Barb Ganchuan had not found. I'll show you the buffalo jerky if you're still on. About 3 or 4 minutes ago, I was just saying to the guys on the chat that Barb Ganchuan had not found one of the top 5, but my Amazon, hardcore Amazon had, and here you go, that just dropped. So, yeah, pretty stoked with that. Oh, shucks, bro, muscular, yeah, cheers. The kayaking helps. I don't go to the gym, I don't need to. Getting out on the ocean is sufficient. Just paddling half a day. And of course, being an ex-soldier, it's just kind of like, just, I think it all adds up. Ariex again, is it Eth? No. Is it Fortis Skills? No. I have found an Eth one of these once or twice. The game is trolling giving me one of the worst rolls you can get. Oh, huge. Huge. Kraken spawn. Hammer. Was there a good hammer that dropped? Did I miss a rare? Yeah. I know my Necro Graven Spine, my hardcore Necro. And I had the Torch of Euro drop a couple of weeks back, which is about nearly 3 times as rare and hell difficulty anyway than Death's Web, which has also dropped for me recently. J mod. Nope. I have got something or other of deflecting. I don't think I've got any sockets in deflecting, no. To be fair, I think I miss about half the monarchs. For some reason it's not in my subconscious when they drop to go and identify them. But, you know, I'm definitely not claiming I would have if I did identify them. What's the rarity on them? It's ridiculous, I imagine. Wait a minute, was it unique? Yes, missed him. Has anyone found a J-mod? Oh wait, you have. Oh gosh, full beard. Maybe you really do need to buy a lotto ticket. As you've also found 2 Tyrael's Might. Is that correct? I mean, I'm not getting you mixed up with someone else, am I? And a J-mod. Yeah. I mean, do you reckon you'll find the 5/5 lightning facets to go with it, or is that hardcore online? Because if you're offline, like, just any lightning facet will probably do. Oh, I mean, Gargantuan is not invincible. Offline, oh, of course, yeah. I suppose you could have traded it for how many bearings would it go for? But I mean, hey, pros and cons of offline playing, right? Like, I get the same map every time coming into the pits. But if I find a 40-15, like, it's not like I'm going to exchange that for every skiller that I could want. I've got to find them individually. Buffalo Jerky, you never found 640s. Neither. My best, I mean, I actually don't know, because I'm not a Javazon, what's the word, aficionado, but I've got sitting in her stash. If you have a look at this, this is the best javelins I've found. Where is she? Mrs. Missile, there we are. So she had found the Earth Shifter, by the way. So yeah, oh yeah. So she's a Boas on. Currently the Annie's with the barb, so she can't wear this, but it's full Vivinas. Why am I here? Oh, there we go. So these, like, to me, it's pretty cool. You know, I upped them, and yeah, you got a bit of damage in there, on top with a bit of cold res. But I mean, I don't know where that sits, if it would outperform. I've yet to try out whether they outperform, say, your Thunderstrokes. These happen to be ethereal, or not. But yeah, just a little fun little find, and yeah, just currently rocking Mavs, which she can do almost every single player's terrorized zone, because she's maxed out freezing arrow and exploding arrow. And oh, I've got a new skiller. Oh, that one I found the other day, a couple of days ago. Look at that, in a terror zone. Yeah, good ones, you reckon? Okay, well, yeah, cool. I mean, I'm resisting the temptation to make her a Javazon, because I've thrashed Javazon in the past, and she's the first Boazon I've seriously played. But yeah, what I'll do is, if I do make her a Java, I'll test them out versus, say, Titans or Thunderstrokes. But that negative res on Thunders is maybe hard to pass up. Eth. Huge. Come on. Yeah, right. I'll confirm my suspicions about that negative res. Really, I've just found, that, well, for leveling anyway, that's what I'm concerned about. Just a build that does leveling. Because maybe I might try and level Mrs. Missile to level 99. I mean, I'm not going to make any promises because, I don't know if I can do that again shortly. That's pretty tough. Yeah, I needed it. To be. How many times has anyone seen that and been like, yeah, that's a low? Me, a lot of the time. That's because I want to see what I want to see. And ages. Not a bad drop. Hiding in there somewhere. See what it rolls. Don't often get that one. 153. Yeah, not too often. Definitely not often. I can't remember the last time I found it. Oh, okay, could it be? Just need 40 IAS and over 200 ED. Not even close. But I need another Cham or a Zod to bother with a weapon like that. And it is pretty tough to give up grief, but for the right weapon, I would give up grief. Oh, amp damage. I mean, I was considering just rocking the grandfather for these runs, but yeah, no promises. Oh yeah, Plague. Yeah. You built a PC. What stats you're running? I'm not a particularly knowledgeable PC kind of guy, but I do respect anyone that kind of builds or makes their own stuff. Colossus sword. Oh, it's Eth. Could it be? How many of these I've identified? And it's just nothing. 32 ED, not even close to being close. Mage Wrath. I found that this morning. Oh, good on you. PC parts picker. And assembled it. neither. Me neither. Or some people might pronounce it neither, but yeah, you Germans, your English is typically exceptional. You know, like that's what I found. You always, most of you, and the Dutch too are a bit like it, like, oh, my English is not so good. It's like you're talking, it's like, yeah, English is exceptional. What are you talking about? You know, I don't speak another language. I've tried to learn Persian of all things, but at a very basic level, and I know a very little amount of Māori, which is the indigenous people's language here in New Zealand. Large charm. Jeez, well, I didn't actually know that neither either. 6,700 miles away, yeah. You're not close. You don't get much further. I think the Antipodes is Spain to New Zealand, and it's just kind of around the corner from you. The antipodal point. Yeah, so we're just heading into summer. You, on the other hand, are not. Have you managed to get out over to New Zealand or anywhere over this way? Well, Australia is a typical one as well for Europeans to head off to at some point in their lives. MF 650, no 657, yeah. I was rocking 710 at one point, but that was at the risk of no, cannot be frozen. And people like Fabian, some old school kind of like D2 aficionados have done the numbers, and it's actually faster to just go with High Lord's Wrath in almost all cases, and Transpout rather than say I've got an MF amulet and of course Gold Rat, but the effective MF, I think I'm at the 181 breakpoint right now. Next breakpoint's like 670. Yeah, is like I only go up like from 181% to maybe like 183, and that doesn't outperform the clear speed advantage. Yeah, I think so. People have done the math, not I, and I'll just trust the crunching of the numbers. Yeah, it's true. Also, like without a source of cannot be frozen, the clear speed, you notice the difference. And yeah, I could chuck on a Cham rune, but in my Shaco, but I'm not going to give that up easily. I might want to make a Pride Merc, or keep the Cham to make a Zod, because I've already got one, and put it in some super juicy, rare, ethereal, or magic weapon. California. Yeah, had a wee bit of fun time in the US when I was there. Got to see. I don't know. It's a very classic tourist thing to do, but I was a tourist. I got to see the Red Sox play at Fenway Park. That was cool. A few other things. Got to see some southern states, and then up to Washington. I did consider California because I do surf, not a lot, but every now and again I'll surf, and so your state came up in mind. Yeah, then punched on up to Canada after that. But yeah, mate, good on you for getting your passport, and yeah, when you get the chance, and hopefully after a bit of savings and things like that, you'll be able to go abroad and have a bit of a good time doing whatever, I don't know, you're after, like architecture or just food, or yeah, whatever's your bag. It's all too much stuff. Trying to beat him down with my suicide branches isn't going to work. And again, gosh. Beer. An Irish wife. I just should go on about Guinness. She's not a beer drinker, but yeah. To be fair, I'm quite partial to a Guinness, or have been in the past anyway. A whizzy smack. Yeah, the whiz spikes. I mean, I prefer the. I mean, it doesn't make much difference materially having two mortar skills than I do howl. That's the primary reason I'm using them over whiz spike. Just increasing that. Well, let's have a look. What have we got? It might be like by 1 or 2 more yards. Howl. So yeah, 21.3, and then it goes up to a whopping whopping 22.6, so it's 1.3 yards of gain. It's huge. And of course with battle orders, what are we talking? 23, battle command rather, 23.3. Kilkenny Irish Cream, yeah, Kilkenny. It's another classic. You like American beer? Oh, they've like with the craft beer scene and all that. Like, there's so much more variety. You know, it's not just Miller Lite and Budweiser and things like that anymore. Yeah, is it Samuel's? Uncle Sam's? Samuel Adams. That's the one. I quite like your Samuel Adams, and they kind of existed a bit before the craft beer scene became a thing. Like, I thought that was actually one of the best beers. Well, at the time, this is talking a decade ago, that I tried. Amp and Might. I'll just take a second here. Here we go. Ah, hold on. Nope. Yeah, talking about Magic Find, I was wearing. It's quite a cool amulet. So actually, not this one. Though I do reckon that's cool for solo self find. Just missing one of the barb skills, and it'd be epic. Where is it? There's a Sork, but even though it was sorcerer skills, there you go. 10 FCR, some strength, fire, poison, but the 25 mad maximum roll to Magic Find, and yeah, it's just hard to give up that deadly strike on High Lords. So, I might chuck that on my sorceress at some point. If it had the 2 to skills, like, that possibly would be up there with one of the better amulets I'd found myself. Oh, for Magic Find especially. Oh yeah, the old online farming. Yeah, stuff shared together is always better. I've always found that. Like I go out on the ocean a lot by myself, and I think it's got its place. But when you're with mates and just kind of sharing the experience, it amplifies it. I'd probably be playing online if it weren't for the fact that where I am, I'm rural New Zealand, and there's just too much lag to play enjoyably. What am I doing? Play enjoyably. So, hey, offline it was, and that decision was made about nearly 2 years ago, and I just kind of continued down that track. But yeah, definitely missed that aspect of offline play. What's going on here? Yeah, I've seen the kind of like what is it, little clips of people dying, particularly at the X5 bloody foothills. Oh no, the Frigid Highlands waypoint. Something about every now and again, there'll be that a monster pack within range of the waypoint, and that is painful. Like people have invested a lot of time in their characters, and then go to that waypoint, and it's that load screen tarries on, and next thing they just see it appear, and they've got your deeds of valor will be remembered. Like, whew, whew. Are we looking at? Oh no, I thought it was perhaps a terrorised pit. I just saw this and thought, oh, the terrorised. That's barracks and jail. I mean, amp and might take my time. I breathe a sigh of relief every time I see that might aura disappear, especially while there's an amp bloody curse on me. After this run, I'll take a minute or two's break. I'm just noticing that I'm switching off a little bit. Maybe have some water. Pat my neighbour's dog that's just turned up at the door and wagging its tail, wanting to come in, as she does. She is a horse of a dog, a bull mastiff. By sight, you'd think you wouldn't want to go near her, but by temperament, she is a very nice dog, or just wants cuddles. 1:30. Could that be a juicy? No, I'll still identify it. No. Yeah. This one, she's quite respectful. Like if you have food, like she'll maintain her distance, about a metre or two. She'll be looking at you, but she won't beg. She'll just stay lying down, and yeah, I mean, she's actually more, if anything, it's just other like strangers' dogs that she might get a little bit protective, but outside of that, she just comes and paws me to get pats, which is basically her. Yeah, I need a 5 minute break, gentlemen. Foul rune from Pindle. Oh, mate, you'll get a juicy rune soon enough. It's a matter of time, right? How much of a grind can you do? All right, well, yeah, if you're here when I'm back, sweet. But yeah, I'd say, what's the time now? Well, New Zealand time, it's 5:04 p.m. So 5:09, I'll be back on the thing. Back at, oh, I should have a screen time or something. I don't know how streamers do this. 17, 5, NZ. Oh, far out. Look at this. Oh, that's my solution. Alright, catch you in a bit if you're still around. rare sacred armour, mate. Could have, what could have been, right? Could have been Immortal Kings. Set sacred armour. But yeah, I've been playing this game for years, and of all the times for the unique sacred armour to turn up, it was the two of them was within a couple of days of each other, which is just crazy. And yeah, the first one of all, against all odds, was Tyrael's Might, and the second was Templars. I couldn't believe it, couldn't believe my luck. And to top it off, Templars dropped, so that put me down to 3 items remaining on the grail. So I was waiting for Wind Force, Death Fathom and Schaefer's Hammer, and it was within 5 minutes of Templars dropping that Wind Force dropped for the first time ever. And I mean, like, you know, so the grail's down to, you know, when the grail's like 50 remaining, you know, it's easy to tick one off. So I wasn't expecting to tick another one off for quite a while, and it was, I think, like 2 or 3 runs, and Wind Force came out. So a pretty crazy couple minutes, grail wise, to go down from 4 to 2, you know, 50% drop. How do I track progress? I went online and started filling in someone's sheet that they had made, ticking the items, and then once I got down to like the last 10 or less, like there was no need to track, because like those items remaining are just burned into my skull at the time. Yeah. And IK set, it's actually surprisingly, what is surprisingly, I don't know if that's the right word, but for the lack of airtime it gets, it's quite an effective set. Like, you can play as 8 it, not at any great speed, but you know, melee in general is not exactly like you're clearing entire screens anyway. Or melee, however you want to pronounce it. Eldarin, huge. And good to see you getting some gloves. Are you after particularly some Java gloves or Boas gloves? You mentioned them earlier. That's a positive way of looking at it. Like a Mel rune is 1/4 of infinity. And the most classic one that I've seen is what an if is 1/3 of Enigma. Like, yeah, the joke's been made a few times, but it still gives a bit of a chuckle out of me. Pus spitter. Oh, laser briser, that's right, langer briser. Got some MF on it though. Make a bow barb. Every now and again, Wahid will just one-shot the unique or champions. It's gold. There it is. There it is. Just not even close though. They don't drop often. Yeah, keeping those high runes is pretty painful. They're kind of necessary. I don't know if you saw the video. I think it was the Hawk Therapy video, because I had multiple Sirs in a low rune, and I was gonna cube them to make the jar, but I was just like, nah. Plus, it was probably more the fact that I enjoy running Trav. I was just like, I'll run my chances. I'll just run Trav, and hope for a jar to drop, and it did against all odds, which saved a lot of Sur runes and a Burr rune. That would have been thousands of runs in total to get that jar, hardcore jar, in Travancore. Oh god. $27 cold res. The poor woman's boas on infinity. No, I did not track how many Trav runs I did. I guess would be probably it'll be in the thousands, absolutely. I mean, I got a Burr in a jar there. So the Burr in a jar I found in Trav in the Enigma I have here, and to get those runes, what would the expectation be? I think I got them in an average amount of time for Trav. So yeah, I mean, obviously I found many other runes, as you might have seen in the videos. Like, there's a few, like, I wasn't lucky. I just did the grind, with a barbarian with like 75% hawk, I think it might even been a little bit higher, maybe, with 2 Hotos, so like +6 of skills on swap. So yeah. You have what? The full bed? What have you done? Oh, you have found a loan? Sorry, I'm just not following that last statement. I mean, I know someone would probably love to do it. Oh no, I could probably figure it out myself. Um, just for a point of interest, how many trav runs based on statistical probability that I did, is I did record all the high runes that I found from Vex. Yeah, and from that you could infer how many runs I likely did. What's going on here? I'm not doing it at the right point. Oh, you have watched the videos and seen the other rune drops. Right, yeah. So, I mean, that's basically my rune counter, because of course I click record every one of them. It's not like there's a whole lot of other rune drops, high rune drops that I didn't show. Like, trust me, I showed them. They are few and far between. Come on. CV. No. Nope. Does anyone know what the chance of a JMod is? I'm going to say it's probably less than like Tyrael's might. Someone must have done the math on that. So Alt Z, the GeForce, I've got a GeForce graphics card. Alt Z brings up the instant replay, which is incredible, which even does audio. So it must be on a repetitive loop, storing some of that information. And I just click save and it'll do the previous 30 seconds rather than recording all the time, because I think it's, what is it, like nearly 100 megs odd per 30 seconds? Like, well, we'll be able to tell. Well, you can't see this, but I'm just pulling up now some videos. Say, what's the average 30-second? Oh, it's kind of dragging on my PC. Wait a second. I really should pause the game. If you've got terabytes of information, yeah, 164 megs for 30 seconds of video, so it's like we're talking quite a large amount of space would be taken up if I was recording all the time. The program, that's right, you don't have it's a GeForce Experience is what they call it. GeForce, yes, so like the graphics card. Just comes as standard software by the look of it with the PC. As I said before, the odds of rolling a duelist monitor deflecting is 1 in 14,220. Oh yeah, and that's, yeah. So of a magic monarch dropping in, yeah, what's the chance of a magic monarch dropping? So, yeah. Multiply those two together and there's a probability. So, what, yeah, on average, you have to identify 14,000 monarchs. Like, I mean, do I even bother at this point? It's just a fun thing to do. I mean, you could just identify one and find one, right? But yeah, it's like, I mean, yeah, I know, like when those items drop, they appear close, like, those, some of those rare weapons I've found that have, like, yeah, they're ethereal and they've got 300% ED or what have you. It's like, oh yeah, it's so close. It's like, in reality, the chances are astronomically different between, like, the role you're after and like just having one or two or maybe even three good mods, like getting Fool's mod, getting the Cruel mod, getting a Repair mod, getting the IAS mod all in one is just unbelievable. Are you looking for a Tomb Reaver, mate? Maybe an F1, 3 open sockets. Chuck a Zod on it. You're away laughing, right? Tell room. Huge. shopping at J-Mod, I never thought about it. Though to be fair, I mean, maybe now I might have the lightning facet spear to put it in there. But yeah, I didn't know you couldn't chop them. Not that I've ever tried. Did I also see a Might Aura? Yeah, dual Aura, Might and Fanaticism there briefly. It's a recipe for not living long. Yeah, that is a high level requirement for that kind of item. Let's have a look, just see, for fun. Nope. And again. Nope. Oh yeah, there's so much information running behind this game, isn't there? Like, people still figuring things out 20 years on. is. Couldn't access the chest there, it was so crowded. Yeah, right up. Yep. I've got the mother load here of champions and uniques. Denied sash. String of ears, what's it going to roll? 6%? Yeah, 6%. VR 13. Or is 6% static? Because if it is static, then I didn't really guess. It wasn't very a magic guess. For some reason, I might think it's 6 to 8% on the string of ears. Or is it just the DR that changes? Hold on. Nope. Ancient. I haven't found an Andy's Visage in a while. There's a rare demon head. I did find an Eth Andy's Visage on my off-law soft-core Barbarian on his grind to 99. I do not have an Eth Andy's on hardcore though, offline anyway. Oh yeah, waiting for your son to wake up, eh? You're having a bit of solo time before the madness begins, are you? Yeah, I think I'll give it only a couple more runs, and then I'll call it there. I can just feel the game fatigue setting in. Just not really paying attention to it sharply. We'll have a look at this. It's not often you see a rare Corona. Yeah, I lost interest with the mosaics in. No part of me really wants to play her, even though she's definitely the most. I'll say no part of me. That's a bit of an exaggeration. The play style, also how extraordinarily overpowered it is, without a doubt. Um, yeah, just there's something about it. There's almost no challenge. Um, yeah, so I did play it for a little bit and then stopped. Just I didn't get much enjoyment out of it. Unethical. That's one way of putting it. That's quite a good way of putting it. It's like almost against the ethic of Diablo 2 as I see it, because Diablo 2 is more of a bit of the hack and slash grind, and of course there was always a bit of power creep from the early start, but it's not so much of a grind with that almost full screen clearing capacity. So yeah, it's kind of against the ethics or the spirit of the game, at least as it originally set out. But not that I don't mind change. It's just it hits a threshold for me of just going too far. I mean, I'm playing Barb, getting a Barbarian to level 99. Like clearly, I like the grind. Yeah, Path of Exile. I've heard a few people say that. I have not played Path of Exile. Needed a bit more on the ED. I think that's 7 unique and champion packs. That's pretty good. And I often get 3 here. See if that's the case this time. There's 1. 2. Okay, so 9 in total. That's pretty good though. 9 champion and unique packs. Most I've got is 10. Probably averages about 8 on each run. Two fire skills, 1 enchant. Gaze going to either get. Oh my gosh, have you played it that much? 2,000 to 3,000 hours. Wow. That is exceptional. Alright, make it 2 more runs, and then I'm going to call it a day. See, like situations like this with fanaticism, and let's say I got amp damage, I just feel like I'm just not on my game right now to deal with that 1 in 100th or even 1 in 1,000th scenario that could kill me for good. It's amazing how fast 5,000 life can go. Especially when your defense is lowered to 0 most of the time. Yeah, it is a great map. I was showing, I think on the last stream, it's a little bit unorthodox actually, the map, because for a start it's about 4 teleports further than the closest spawning spot, which is roughly here of the pit entrance. So I have to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let's make it 5, which is only a second, so that's fine, because I mean I'm streaming and I'm going to identify more items than I would normally, so I'm losing far more time there than I am with a couple more teleports. But you know, I don't want to make it boring, and also it kind of is a nice mix up for me rather than running it 100% effectively. But see here, this is actually a semi-long map, but there's a teleport point here where I skip out this section. I'll show you when I get there. So typically speaking, all the spawns occur in this component of the map. And then the final 2 spawn points are here and here, so the maximum of 2, and so I don't have to go through all this area at all. So it's like a short map, but with a teleport point right here across this. And yeah, I checked it a number of times before I set in on this map that there were no champion or unique packs remaining, and there were not. So yeah, maximum I'll get on this single level is 7, normally about 5 or 6, and then 2 or 3 on the following. Apparently you can get 4 on the pit level 2. There is one person I saw was saying they got it 1 in 30 runs, so it's not like it's happening every time. I haven't seen it a single time, but that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to change this map for the potential of having 4 unique or champion packs on pit level 2, 1 in every 30 runs. So here, I'm right here, and I just teleport through, and this area here, as I said, it's the spawn. If there's any remaining, they spawn here, as you would have seen in the previous ones. And then yeah, so it's like a shorter map with the ability to teleport across, which I quite like. It's a little bit different. Demons Art from Pindle, yeah, gold. Make a throw bar, mate. Yeah, the full beard. Well, have a good time with the family. Enjoy your breakfast together, and yeah, who knows? I might see you next time. All right. Unless I get a super juicy drop, this will be the final run, people. Thanks for joining the stream, and well, yeah, keeping me online company. Kind of, it does make the grind a bit easier. Actually, you are helping by just being there chatting and so on, because this is extraordinarily repetitive otherwise. Well, it is nonetheless, but it's just more manageable when you've got to talk about things and whether it be beer, bread, or pindle running, or what have you. See, there's 2 spawns here. That's what I'm referring to. Saves me a bit of time teleporting through the entire map, and I still get the same amount of unique and champion packs. Oh, rare. Nope. All right, team. Well, awesome. Yeah, cheers, as I said, for joining, and yeah, have fun out there, and maybe we'll get a notification on live streaming again sometime very shortly. But yeah, until next time, good luck.